Hello friends, my name is Durga and in this today's session I will be reviewing the latest version of Cloudera's Quickstart virtual machine so that you can explore Hadoop without investing a lot of money in training and all. Cloudera provides a lot of resources to make it as easy as possible to learn the technologies, and today I will be reviewing the latest version of Cloudera distribution of Hadoop Quickstart VM, which is 5.3.x. Before getting into those details, let me introduce myself uh, in more elaborate fashion. Um, I am in a transition mode to change my YouTube channel to ITversity. I am able to get I am able to rename my YouTube channel as ITversity, but I am not able to change the URL yet. I will be changing it as and when it is possible. For now, if you have to subscribe, either you can search ITversity in YouTube and subscribe to it, or you have to use www.youtube.com /c/technology mentor, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, now we will talk about the main agenda, that is about to reviewing the Cloudera distribution of Hadoop Quickstart VM. So before downloading the Quickstart VM, you need to have virtual management software. Quickstart VM comes in three virtual management software flavors. One is VMware, second one is KVM, and third one is VirtualBox. I will be showing the demonstration today using VMware, but you can apply it to any of the virtual management software flavors. Okay, first to start, you need to install VMware or VirtualBox or KVM, and then you have to search for Cloudera Quickstart VM. And here you have to, for some reason the first link does not go directly to the download version, download link, but the second one does. You can click on the second one and it will come to this page. And they provide two versions of Cloudera distribution of Hadoop. One is the latest in 5s and the other one is latest in 4s. So today I will be talking about 5.3.x. So you can choose the whatever version you want, preferably 5.3.x, and click on download for VMware or KVM or VirtualBox. It is a pretty big file. It is almost 3.5 GB. You can click it and it will download as 7Z software using 7Z extension. So if you click on this, I have already downloaded, and as it is a very big file, I will not be waiting until it is done, but the extension of the file is 7Z. So it requires some unzip software which can understand this extension. If you are using a Mac, you can get zip software called Keka. If you go to applications, and I can show you this one. This one is Mac zip and unzip software, which I have installed on my Mac, and you also can do that googling it. Once it is done, once you have this, you can double click on the completely downloaded 7Z extension Quickstart VM, and then it will create a directory with Cloudera with name Cloudera Quickstart VM 5300 VMware, like this. So in my case, I created the directory called virtual machines, and I copied that zip file here, and I unzipped it already, and I deleted the 7Z extension file because it is 3.5 GB file. And once you unzip, you will see plenty of files like this. If you have virtual management software like VMware, you will find a VMX file, and you can double click on that. Once you double click on that, it will open with VMware Fusion like this, and then it will start. When you do it for the first time, it will take a little bit more time than it will take for me at this time. So be patient. It might take probably 5 to 10 minutes depending upon the configuration of your laptop. Okay, it is started now, and when it is started, it will come up with it will launch the Mozilla Firefox. So first let me explain a little bit about what it already have. I'm expanding the window a little bit so that I have more room. So it will automatically pop up this Mozilla Firefox when you log in. It will not prompt you for username or password. And the the two most important things you will use as part of your Cloudera VM is the terminal and the Firefox. Okay, and Firefox will be launched automatically when you actually get into the VM. And then if you see the uh, if you see the quick, what it is called, if you see the bookmarks toolbar, so this is called as bookmarks toolbar, and there are plenty of bookmarks which are already configured. Okay, I will come back to this in a moment, and I will explain further in detail. And if you minimize it, you will see the desktop, and here there is a file called launch Cloudera Manager. If you configure your VM with 8 GB of RAM, you can double click this and it will start the Cloudera Manager. But at this time, as my Mac has only 8 GB of RAM and I have given only 4 GB for my Cloudera VM, which is default, it 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 is not starting. So if I press enter, it will exit. So if you have 8 GB of RAM, and if you want to use Cloudera Manager, and if you are familiar with it, and if you want to use Cloudera Manager, you have to click on settings. If you are using Mac, if you are using Windows, you have to do similar stuff. The user interface might differ a little bit. You have to click on processor memory, and before getting to this, you have to shut down your VM, and then you can increase. Yeah, it will show you the total memory, and you can increase it to 8 GB RAM, and you can give 2 cores so that you can actually launch the Cloudera Manager. Unless you do this, you cannot launch the Cloudera Manager. And the advantage of Cloudera Manager is you can actually manage all your Hadoop ecosystem tools from one web interface. Okay, so unless you have 8 GB of RAM, you cannot do that. So when I say manage, it's like starting the services, stopping the services, etc. But still you can leverage this Cloudera VM quite a bit. So instead of except for Cloudera Manager, I will cover most of the important stuff as part of this video, so that you can actually use this to learn Hadoop. And the second important part on the desktop is Eclipse, and this Eclipse will come with Maven. So if you are a Java developer and if you want to start writing MapReduce programs, you can leverage this and you can write the Java programs. And it comes with all the necessary plugins, necessary jar files to compile your programs. And then you can click on this a small square which is black in color, and it will launch the terminal. And this is another very important thing which you need to be aware of, because you might have to practice Hadoop commands, Hive command line interface, and all those things. So uh, if you want to run Hadoop commands, you can start typing Hadoop fs and hit enter, and it will show you all the options for fs. If you just type Hadoop and hit enter, it will show what all sub commands you have, like fs. So if you want to interact with HDFS, you can run Hadoop fs commands, and you can interact with HDFS. However, this is not the video to cover more in detail HDFS, but to review the Cloudera Quickstart VM. Okay, and if you want to launch Hive to run Hive queries, which will be in SQL type of syntax, you can type Hive and it will launch the Hive interface, Hive command line interface. Okay, now you can say show databases, show tables. So there are some sample tables. You can run some sample queries like this. So Hive is like SQL. The syntax will look like SQL. So while it is running, we will review the all the bookmarks in the Firefox. So the first one is it's a web it's cloudera.com URL. So if you click on it, it will take you to Cloudera, and if the internet is working in this VM, it will connect to the Cloudera. I'm not sure. Typically, it should work. I'm not sure why it is not working. Let me see. Yeah, Google is working. Then why Cloudera? For some reason, Cloudera is not working. Yeah, here it is working. So this bookmark is not working. Yeah, now it is working. I'm not sure. Probably there might be some minor bug here. And the second one is Hue. So you can click on Hue, and wherever it asks for the password, most likely it will be Cloudera. The username also will be Cloudera in most of the cases. So in this case, as I have used Hue before, it is showing like this. Otherwise, when you click click on Hue, the window will look like this. You have to give the username as Cloudera, and password is also Cloudera, and click on sign in, and you will see web interface like this. And Hue is a tool where it will consolidate all the Hadoop ecosystem tools. You can navigate through this, like query editors, Hive, Impala. You can even connect to a MySQL database and run queries, MySQL or any relational database, and you can run queries from here. You can run pig jobs and all those things. Data browsers are actually to see the tables in both Hive and HBase, and file browser is to interact with the HDFS. However, I am not going into too many details here. But if you want to launch Hue, you can just click on this and you can enter the username and password, and you can deal with it. And then Hadoop, when they say Hadoop, they are talking about the core components. The core components of Hadoop are HDFS and Yarn in the latest version. So when it comes to HDFS, you have name node, secondary name node, and data node. So these links are web interfaces of name node. So if you see, it uses port number 50070. So it will tell you whether the name node is up and running and all those things. As it is a single node cluster, you will find only one data node here. But you can actually see, navigate through this, and you can understand what is there in the file system and all those things. Similarly, if when the jobs are running, if you want to monitor the jobs of Hadoop, you can click on Yarn Resource Manager, and it will show you the jobs. Earlier we have run the job in Hive using command line, and it will run as a MapReduce job, and you can see the job here. Okay, and it is succeeded. If you want to see the history, what what it is, what have happened, you can click on the history and you can actually navigate through it. There are 823 records, so that is how you can actually use the URLs under Hadoop. And HBase, if you are familiar with HBase and if you want to see the details of HBase, you can look at this. Similarly, Impala, Spark, etc. So this will actually consolidate all the ecosystem tools and ecosystem web interfaces as part of the bookmarks in the Firefox. Okay, so along with these tools, so all these tools will come out of the box as part of the Cloudera Quickstart VM. You have to be familiar with all the command line interfaces for Hadoop, HBase, Impala, Spark, etc. to actually run commands against it. For example, like this, we have launched Hive and ran Hive queries. If you want to launch Impala, you can do Impala shell and you can run Impala queries. Similarly, if you want to do Scala, you can, Spark, you can say Spark shell and you will be in the Spark command line interface. Okay, so I'm killing it. Similarly, if you want to get into Pig, you can run Pig. So all the tools which are shown here and here, there will be command line interface, and you can launch those things and you can practice whatever tools you want to practice. So on top of these Hadoop ecosystem tools, Cloudera Quickstart VM also comes with a MySQL database. So you can connect to your MySQL database by using -u root -p. MySQL -u, which stands for user root, and -p, which will prompt you for the password. And the password is Cloudera. And then you can actually see the list of databases. So all these databases are for different purposes. Most likely we might be interested in retail_db, because it sounds a little bit business oriented, so they might have provided some business related data to play around using Cloudera Quickstart VM. So you can start typing use retail_db and you can actually type show tables, and as I guess there are bunch of tables already created here. This is new. In the earlier versions they have not provided like this, but in the recent version they have provided like this. So you can see run a count command on order items. So there are 172,000 records in this table. So you can you can get the data from MySQL database from here into Hive, and you can run some MapReduce programs or Hive queries. You can play with a scoop to export data from these tables to HDFS or Hive, etc. So they as part of this Cloudera Quickstart VM 5.3, they have provided a lot of tools which you can leverage to explore Hadoop in detail. And this is one of the best and complete software where you can download from a website and start learning Hadoop ecosystem tools as much as you can without spending a lot of money on any softwares or anything. And also it is time wise also it will save you a lot. You can focus on what you want to learn, and you can learn it very effectively. So that being said, this is it for today. The idea of this 20-minute session is about introduction to Cloudera Quickstart VM, review it, and see what all it provides. And then you can go to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can click on playlists. There are a bunch of playlists starting from it's a Hadoop using Cloudera. This is about Hadoop administration using Cloudera distribution. This is I think 16 hours. This is pretty big playlist. Okay, I think this is around 20 hours or 24 hours. It's a complete package of how to manage Hadoop cluster. I have demonstrated using 16 nodes, and then I have created another playlist called Introduction to Big Data, which will cover Hadoop and as well as NoSQL, and theoretically what kind of use cases it solves and all. And then I have created some advanced playlist called performance tuning. So if you are already familiar with Hadoop and if you want to learn some performance tuning stuff, you can actually start watching this. And then this is one of the top playlist which is being viewed by a lot of people, is how to kickstart developing MapReduce programs using Java, and this is primarily for Java professionals. And then using Hue, if you want to learn Hue a little bit more in detail, and if you want to see how we can quickly create POCs, you can watch this data analytics using Cloudera distribution of Hadoop ecosystem. Okay, and if you want to just to quickly create a cluster in Amazon Web Services with all the tools without thinking much, just to practice in a much bigger cluster, like 4 nodes or 5 nodes or 7 nodes, you can quickly view this. It will not cover all the administration aspects of it. It will, if you have good knowledge of Hadoop, and if you just want to spin up some nodes in Amazon Web Services and set up the cluster with default stuff, then this is the playlist to go. Okay, so enjoy, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy all these playlists. And I want to make this as one-stop stop for not only for Hadoop but all big data as well as conventional technologies. Okay, thank you very much for listening to my video. Have a nice one. Bye.